Hello to you. I'm Jesse Johnson. I'm going to speak about life in the form of evolution with a question mark behind it, creationism with a question mark behind that, intelligent design with a question mark behind that. This is a thought experiment in probability of which one. Number one, developmental evolution is as a baby develops in the mother's womb and as an individual develops from 1 year old to 120 years old, life as a whole on earth developed from beginning to end over time from natural causes and processes in steps and stages to the present, with no external catalyst or creator. A structure do not need a structurer. Number two, creationism is a deity or God by humans to be great compared to their abilities and know-how, with a false sense of self or ego that assumes it can creates the life on earth, including humans. A creation needs a creator. This real universe, creation and creator, do not exist. Everything is the effect and cause of everything else ad infinity. Number three, intelligent design is the universe is extremely ordered and patterned in several dimensions, and a something, deity or God designed it. A design needs a designer. With developmental evolution, life developed and took at least 3 billion years. Creationism and intelligent design, taken from the Bible's Old Testament book of Genesis, this happened over 6 24-hour days or 144 hours. There's no mention of any other length of day in this book for this. Those days' lengths are continuous with the days' lengths we have today. The Bible's account is 6,000 years ago, or about 4,000 BC. Intelligent design is taken from creationism as a side argument to save the story, whether true or false. So the creationist, intelligent designist feel that life is purposely produced by a creator. Let's find the probability of developmental evolution and creationism and intelligent design and compare them. The creationists have stated publicly that the chance against life evolving on Earth is 100 trillion to 1, or 10 to the 14th power. Now, I'll go up to 1 quadrillion to 1, or 10 to the 15th power. There is 2 creationism, intelligent design areas of study. 1, mythology, ancient to the present, and 2, cosmologies, ancient to the present. There are 14 developmental evolutionary areas of study. And they are, number 1, comparative anatomical evolution. Number 2, evolutionary comparative embryology. Number 3, evolutionary paleontology. Number 4, evolutionary genetics. Number 5, general evolutionary biology. Number 6, cellular evolution. Number 7, evolutionary microbiology. Number 8, Precambrian evolution. Number 9, molecular evolution of life. Number 10, vertebrate and invertebrate evolution. Number 11, biochemical evolution. Number 12, evolutionary bioeugenics. Number 13, evolutionary biodemography. Number 14, evolutionary social ecology. Now, this video is a thought experiment and does not prove anything, but it shows a probability only. Now, to begin, the size in square miles for land, water, and air from Atlas Books is 196,672,000 miles squared for air, 138,984,000 miles squared for oceans, 57,688,000 miles square for land. Now, we're going to use a land depth of 50 feet for life can be found at such depths. We're going to use 2 miles below sea level because life can be found at that depth. And we're going to use 2 miles up, which is 10,000 560 feet because life can be found on mountains. Now, since life is also microscopic, we'll use 1/64th of an inch or 1/64th of a cubic inch of volume where life can begin. Now, to continue, life is chemically composed of 16 base chemicals and 6 augmentary chemicals. Augmentary means to help out, to boost, to help out. 6 augmentary chemicals. We'll compare both probabilities of, for, and against life being evolved or created respectively on Earth at the end of the video. As a side note, this video contains arithmetic, but is not about arithmetic. It's about the probability of life on Earth evolving or not. Grasp what this video is about and all my other videos are about before writing comments. Now, we'll start with the processes of land, water, and air. Now, land has quakes, volcanoes, vibrations, etc. Water is in the form of oceans, seas, lakes, streams, etc. Air is in the form of storms, hurricanes, blizzards, tornadoes, monsoons, lightning storms, etc. All of these have their own processes. These are dynamic systems. Now, I would like you to please look at this illustration. Hold on. I'm going to move the camera. Hold on, please. Now, to continue, to begin with, we're going to use 1/64th of an inch. So there are 64/64th in 1 inch. 64 times 12 inches equals 768. 768 times 5280, which is 1 mile, equals 4,055,040 64ths. And 4,055,040 equals 4 times 10 to the 6th power. Now we'll go to the amount of time we'll be using. The time of which we'll be using is 10 to the 9th power. I forgot to put 9, but nonetheless, 10 to the 9th power in years, which is 1 billion years. 1 billion years. 1 billion years is equal to 3.65 times 10 to the 11 days. We'll go to number 2. The air, we'll start with the air. The air, which is the air covering the surface of the earth. The air, which is 196 million miles squared, which equals 14,000 miles length times 14,000 miles width. Now we'll do the whole thing. 14,000 miles length, 14,000 times 14,000 miles width times 2 miles thick equals 2.5 times 10 to the 28th power of 64th cubic volume spaces, or CVS. We'll go to number 3 now. Water. Water in this case is 139 million miles squared, which equals 11.8 thousand miles length times 11.8 thousand miles width. We'll go to the whole thing now. 11.8 thousand miles length times 11.8 thousand miles width times 2 miles thick equals 1.7 times 10 to the 28th power of 64th cubic volume spaces. We'll go to number 4 now, which is land, which is 57 million miles square equals 7.6 thousand miles length times 7.6 thousand miles width. We'll go to the whole thing in this case too. 7.6 thousand miles length times 7.6 thousand miles width times 50 feet thick equals 3.4 times 10 to the 25th power of 64th cubic volume spaces. Now we'll go to number 5. 16 chemical combinations makes up life, and the permutation of 16 things taken 16 at a time is 2.1 times 10 to the 13th power. Now we'll go to number 6. The rain, because we are dealing with dynamic processes, we'll go to rain. How much rain has been falling over these amount of days and years. And we'll go to rain using 1/4 of an inch cubic volumes in this particular case, because raindrops are pretty big. So we'll take 1/4 of an inch cubic volumes, approximately 1/3 of the Earth's surface in the central Earth where we live. The central Earth where we live is covered per day. So you have 65 times 10 to the 6th power, which equals 8,000 miles length times 8,000 miles width. We'll go to the whole thing in this case. 8,000 miles length times 8,000 miles width times 2 miles thick equals 2 times 10 to the 24th power of fourths of an inch cubic volume spaces, raindrops per day. Now, let's go to the next sheet to continue. Okay, we'll continue. We will continue. Hold on, please. And let's continue with number 7, lightning strikes. Lightning strikes over 1 billion years. We have 1,000 lightning strikes per day on the earth, of which there are probably much more, but nonetheless I just picked it. 1,000 lightning strikes per day times 3.6 times 10 to the 11th power equals 3.6 times 10 to the 14th power. We'll go now to all the winds on the earth over 1 billion years, where all the winds is 10,000 gusts per day. Of course, there's more than 10,000 gusts per wind per day, but for this particular person, we'll say 10,000 gusts per wind, per day of wind, which in the form of storms, tornadoes, cyclones, hurricanes, etc., moving things a foot to 1,000 miles away, bit by bit. So 10,000 times 3.6 times 10 to the 11th power equals 3.6 times 10 to the 15th power. Now, we'll go to number 9, which is the number of spaces life can start. In other words, life did not necessarily start in one single spot. It could have started in billions of spots simultaneously. That's what that's meant. More than 1 billion spots in these small 1/4 of a cubic inch spaces. So the number of spaces life could have started throughout that billion years, not only one space, but 1/8 of the total area, the total amount of all spaces that you saw in the beginning, which I used as 55 times 10 to the 81th power of 64ths equals 55 divided by 8 equals 6.8 times 10 to the 84th power of 64's cubic volume spaces simultaneously per day. Now, we will continue going, and hold on, please. Now, we'll put it all together. Time, air, water, land, chemical combinations, raindrops, lightning strikes, all the winds, life spaces. So with the time, it's 3.6 times 10 to the 11th power in days. With air, it's 2.5 times 10 to the 28th power of 64 spaces. With water, it's 1.7 times 10 to the 28th power of 64 spaces. With land, it's 3.4 times 10 to the 25th power of 64th inch cubic volume spaces. With the chemical combinations, it's 2.1 times 10 to the 13th power. With raindrops, how many raindrops have been falling per day is 2.0 times 10 to the 24th power of 1/4 inch cubic volume spaces. With lightning strikes, it's 3.6 times 10 to the 14th power. With all the winds, 3.6 times 10 to the 15th power. With life spaces, not life started in zillions of spaces, is 6.8 times 10 to the 81st power of 64th cubic volume spaces, which equals 1.9 times 10 to the 243rd power. Now we're coming to the end, and I will show you the complete result of this matter. Hold on, please. Creationism, intelligent design, life developing from natural processes or evolution, 10 to the 14th power to 10 to the 15th power to 1 against life evolving from natural processes. Now we'll go to developmental evolution. Life developing from natural processes or evolution, 1.9 times 10 to the 243rd power to 1 for life developing from natural processes or evolution. Now, just read this, please. And if it ain't truth, it ain't flat earth. And the next thing is that I would like everyone to share this video and everyone to have a very, very good day.